Good afternoon, all. It's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Let me post something Dylan Thomas. I haven't done one for a while, so I might as well. So I picked up a random book from my bookshelf. I have a few. So, what's in this book? Family photo. Family photo. Dylan and Caitlin settled into a domestic routine. Caitlin did what was expected of her, that she kept house and cooked their meals, and later so often consisted of stew which almost anything might be thrown, like the odd beached fish or the odd caught rabbit by the local poacher. Her husband gave her little help. Vernon Watkins came to stay more than once, and the two friends walked and talked poetry. Well, Watkins once offered to clear the table after a meal. Thomas told him grandly that was woman's work. Oh, Jesus, Dylan. Yeah, I think you're in trouble with the feminist wokes. Sorry, is it, who wrote this? James A. Davis. It's not, I'm just reading it. Where was I? Thomas told him granny that was woman's work. Men's work was to write their poems. Sounds a bit gay to me. Men spending their day writing poems. Good God. Get duffed up in the schoolyard. If you said that back in the day. Caitlin was initially compliant, but later she was to react very differently. They were always short on money. It was during this time that Thomas concocted the scheme, as he called Thomas Flotation Limited. A dozen more affluent writers would contribute 5 shillings a week to enable him and his family to live. His friend John Davenport organised the appeal, but predictably it yielded little. They had many visitors who often found their way to bed using candles stuck in empty beer bottles. One was the painter Rupert Shepherd, whose portrait of Thomas reading in the sitting room is now in the National Portrait Gallery. Others included old friends from Swansea, Henry Treese, even Augustus John, who stayed the night. Richard Hughes was, of course, only a few yards away. The two families exchanged visits, and the Thomases attended Hughes's parties. As usually happened when Thomas had a comparatively settled existence, he began writing more poems and stories, often, as has been said, in the castle gazebo. It was one of the most prolific periods of his maturity. During the sea view period, his poems, new or revised from the notebooks, include A Saint About to Fall, If My Head Hurt a Hair's Foot, the tombstone told when she died, 24 years. Once it was the colour of saying, because the pleasure bird whistles, unluckily for a death, to others than you, when I walk with this land setting, once below a time, there was a saver. Years later, Caitlin recalled Vernon Watkins' belief that the Thomases' 2 years at Seaview had been the happiest period of our lives together. I think he was right. After the Second World War, Watkins saw the house once more. His wife has written that when he saw it again and remembered how happy they had been there in spite of their poverty, it told me he felt ill with sorrow and desolation. Watkins poured poem to a shell, published in a posthumous volume, Fidelities, 1968, commemorates that moment. A house facing the sea, hard and bitterly, through waves beat on that wall from the swirling quicksands of debt. I swear that it cannot fall. Yet, even as he viewed dark clouds were gathering, during the final months of the auction, Thomas complained into her lying down head, travel poem that appeared to have been about Caitlin's infidelities and his own sense of exclusion. There we are. That's enough. Thomas for one day. From a random book I picked up from a random bookshelf. Happy Mondays.